Hi, I'm Alton Dulaney, Director of Creative Services for Kate's Paperie, and you're watching Living with Paper, where we show you creative tips and clips on how to discover the wonderful world of paper. Now, summertime is here, and everyone loves to entertain friends and family, be it indoor and out. Well, Kate's Paperie is your creation station when it comes to entertaining, and whether you're the guest or the host, we have great, inexpensive, and exciting ideas for you, including today's tip for the 4th of July, which is red, white, and blue from us to you. Now let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is to go to katespaperie.com and print out this helpful star template. This is going to make this job much easier for you. You cut out the shape of the star, and then you're going to trace it onto cardstock. Now, I recommend tracing it onto the same color of cardstock that you're going to use for glitter, and this will make your coverage of your glitter a little more even later on. Then using your scissors, you're going to carefully cut out that shape, which is going to give you a star that looks something like this. Now, whenever I glitter, I always like to use a piece of craft paper underneath. This keeps all your glitter there so you can recycle it again later, and it also helps contain the mess. Using a brush, you're going to brush on some adhesive for a nice even coverage, and then with a little glitter, anything goes from drab to fab, just like that. And voila, you have a beautiful star. Now, you attach that to ribbon, and you can easily see where this shopping bag goes from plain to fabulous. Something else you might notice here, I've added these little stripes. How do you do that? Well, it's very simple to add some little stars and stripes here. When I do that, I use Llama Lee paper. This is handmade paper from Nepal. It comes in a variety of colors, and it is available on katespaperie.com. Using a ruler and a straight edge, you're going to cut some thin strips. I like to do it about the width of the ruler, but you can use any width you like. Once you get these, again, you're going to attach it to just a plain gift bag like this, a beautiful red gift bag. You're going to put that on, and the next thing you know, you add a little bit of patriotic tissue, and your packages are perfectly presentable. Now that we have our tissue paper out, let's make a fun and festive centerpiece. It'll be great in the center of your table or great hanging over your table. That is the paper pom-pom. Kate's Paperie sells tissue paper in a rainbow of beautiful colors, but for today's project, of course, we're going to use red, white, and blue. What you want to do is layer 4 sheets of each color into a little pile, and then you're going to start folding little zigzag fold, or a little accordion fold, back and forth about 1 inch all the way the full length of the paper until you end up with something that looks like this. Then you're going to take some of your ribbon and you're going to tie it in the middle to secure these little folds. Next, you're going to use your scissors. Now, you can either trim this off to make it even, you can do a curve to make it scalloped, or you can do a point to make it jagged. This is also where you can cut the length to make your pom-pom different sizes. The final step is you're going to start unfolding gently each sheet in a circular motion, separating each sheet to give it volume. And when you get to the end, you're going to have something that looks like this. A visual stunning centerpiece that will dress up any table. Of course, the best part of any party is the food, but there's a fun way to dress that up as well. But remember, anytime you're combining food with paper, you have to make sure your paper is food safe. Kate's Paperie sells beautiful German wax tissue, which is completely food safe. And that way you don't have to worry about the dyes transferring or the inks coming off or anything like that. What I do is I fold my paper in quarters, and then I take my scissors and I trim around the edge some shapes, which just gives it a little texture. Then you can line a cool red hat box like this with a couple of colors, and maybe even recognize our star garland there from a little earlier. And this makes a great receptacle to serve popcorn or potato chips at any party. Or how about this? Put on the lid, and then you've got a great hostess gift to take to the party. Fun, festive, and delicious. Finally, no one likes to wash dishes on the 4th of July, so why not consider these great paper plates and napkin? They add a lot of color to the table and makes cleanup a breeze. I like to mix and match my patterns and my colors. It just makes an eclectic, fun statement on your table. Speaking of a fun statement, why not use one of these great Cavallini vintage-inspired maps as a placemat? It makes a nice statement and a fun, patriotic after-lunch game where you and your guests can try to guess all the capitals to the states. These are just a few inspiring ideas to help you celebrate the 4th of July. But remember, just by changing the paper color, by changing your palette, you can use these same crafting ideas to celebrate weddings or birthdays. For more great ideas, visit any of our Kate's Paperie stores located in New York City, where our talented staff will be more than happy to advise you on your crafting projects. Or visit katespaperie.com, where you can find all the supplies mentioned here, as well as helpful templates to get you thinking creatively. For now, I'm Alton Dulaney, and we are living with paper.